Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you're not new, thank you guys so much for coming back. I really appreciate your support. Today we are going to be doing a review on the new Carolina Herrera's Very Good Girl. Did I just butcher that? Carolina Herrera's Very Good Girl. I'm not gonna lie to you, this was an impulse buy. I had a couple glasses of wine, and then before I knew it, I was checking out. I didn't do my research. I didn't do any I didn't watch reviews or read any reviews, and I didn't plan on buying this, to be very honest with you, but it's here. I've tested it out for a few days now so that I could give like a proper review, and like I said, this was very much an impulse buy, but I'm not going to lie. After I had already ordered it and it was on its way, I don't know if I'm the only one who does this, but I had already ordered it. It was already like on its way, and then I decided to just like glance at Fragrantica to look at notes and stuff like that. I decided to get this very much on an impulse because I did like the original Good Girl. I still do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know a lot of people like really hate on that because they say it's overhyped, it's too much going on, blah blah blah. Be that as it may, I still do enjoy the scent of Good Girl, and although it's not, I'm not going to say it's like one of my all-time favorites. I enjoy the scent and it still gets me a lot of compliments, so I figured let's try it. Worst case scenario, I don't like it. But yeah, let me start and do like a proper little like get down on the notes. Get down? What am I saying? So the main accords for this are fruity, rose, vanilla, fresh, tropical, soft, spicy, aromatic, woody, sweet, and earthy. There's a lot going on. It's a lot of accords there. And then the notes for this are lychee, red currant, rose, vanilla, and vetiver. Now, what I will say is, like I said, I didn't read reviews or watch any YouTube videos or anything like that, but I did kind of glance at Fragrantica and I wanted to see what it was being compared to, and it was being compared to Delina and Angel Nova. So I don't own the actual bottle of Delina, but I have bought samples from Lucky Scent, and as you know, I mean, maybe you don't know if you're new here, but I love Angel Nova. Like literally, I've been obsessed with that. So I was kind of like, after I saw that, I was really excited for this to arrive. Now, I'm gonna like refresh it on my skin. I was wearing it today. I'm gonna refresh it. And I'm also gonna spray the box just so that I could compare it, because you know what? I actually didn't spray it on paper. I only sprayed it on skin. So let's see how it smells on paper compared to skin. But I could definitely tell you what it's like on my body, which is honestly what matters, because sometimes it smells different on paper. So this opens up very juicy. Like right now, you definitely get the juiciness. I'm not gonna say red currant because I'd be a liar. I don't really know what red currant smells like, but it smells like red fruits and lychee. It's very like juicy, bright, mouth-watering, but like it's already starting to fade. I'm gonna say that juicy, bright opening only lasts, like it's definitely fruity and like that kind of, the same kind of like tangy fruits as Angel Nova, but that only lasts on my skin for, I'm gonna say 1 to 2 minutes. 2 minutes tops, which is kind of unfortunate. Like right now, faded. And then I get a slight creaminess to this. So it's almost like the fruits are no longer tangy. They're no longer like those sour kind of mouth-watering like tangy fruit. It's kind of a little bit creamy. I'm going to assume that's vanilla, but the vanilla's in the base, but I'm going to assume that that's vanilla because something is giving it a creaminess. Definitely, it opens bright, it opens juicy, tangy fruits, and then after 1 to 2 minutes tops on my skin, right now, I get something creamy. I'm assuming it's the vanilla, and you definitely get the rose. So I'm assuming like, I know that one of the accords says fresh, and I'm assuming that is the rose. The rose in this is a little bit fresh. It does give it a little bit of freshness, which I'm not mad at. If you are not new here, you know, me and rose, we don't always get along. More often than not, I don't like rose in perfumes because it doesn't play well with my skin. But in this one, I actually really enjoy it. I'm here for it. I don't hate it. So At this point, you get a little bit of creaminess, which, like I said, I'm assuming is from the vanilla, and you get like a little bit of a fresh note, a fresh rose. The rose doesn't smell mature, so I think that's why, like, I'm here for it. And mixed with the fruits. So the fruits now are not sour, they're not tangy, they have a coating of like a vanilla coating. I'm assuming it's a creamy, something creamy. So they are no longer like tangy and mouth-watering. They are a little bit more sweet. Sweet, creamy fruits mixed with a kind of fresh rose is what you get at this point. And then the longer it sits, the longer it dries down, it is pretty powdery. So the creaminess kind of fades at this point. Still right now, the creaminess is there. I'm gonna say after about an hour, unfortunately, it's less creamy. The creaminess doesn't go away completely, but it does turn into more of a powdery scent. And I guess that's the vetiver. I think the vetiver, it's not like the vetiver in La Belle. It's almost giving it like a powdery, I don't know how to explain. It's giving it like a powdery, almost like a powdery smokiness, but it's not smoky like tobacco. It's more so powdery. Just think it's fruity, it's sweet, and it's powdery. The rose is there, but the rose on me and like on my skin, it's there, but it's always a little bit more in the background. And it's more so about like this sweet, powdery fruit with rose, but the rose is just adding to it. It's not the star player. It's not like in the front, but it's in the background. It makes it feminine. It keeps it from being cloying, I feel like. This, I will say, it's sweet and it is very powdery. In the dry down especially, like I said, I want to say after an hour, it is a pretty powdery scent. So think of like a fruit and rose that has like a veil, like this powdery kind of veil. It's not a baby powder, but there is definitely a powderiness to this. I don't know if it's a powdery vanilla, or I'm not sure if it's the vetiver doing that, because the other scents that I have with vetiver in it, it doesn't smell powdery like this. So I don't really know. Or maybe, you know how Fragrantica is, like, they don't, perfumers nowadays, they don't always list all of their notes, so there could be something in there almost like maybe like a tonka, like think of tonka bean, how that gives it a powderiness. That's almost like what it smells like. So in the mid you get more of like a creaminess, which I think is like a creamy vanilla, which I prefer. I wish it stayed creamy, but then it kind of fades, and the longer it sits on my skin and the longer it wears, it's definitely, it switches from creamy to powdery, which, you know, like if you're a viewer of mine and you've been here for a while, I actually like powdery scents as long as they don't smell like baby powder. If it's like a powdery, like a sugar powdery or like a tonka bean, like I do like powdery scents, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't mind that, but it's not what I was expecting. And yeah, that's basically what I get. Like, it's not too complicated. I will say it's not a fail. I definitely think a lot of people will like this. It's very likable. I basically get toward, like, now is the powderiness is starting to come out, but not fully. Like, it definitely gets more powdery the longer it sits. And on me, I'm going to say, like, it's not a total fail. So I'm happy to say it's not a blind buy fail. I'm also not going to say it's like a total favorite. It's not, but it's very likable. I feel like a lot of people will like this. Does it smell like the original? I don't really think so, honestly. So even if you didn't like the original, I think it's still worth like testing, like get your nose on it. Maybe don't blind buy it, but maybe like the longer it sits. But honestly, no. The original is a lot more, it's a lot louder, there's a lot more going on, it's a lot more beastly. This one is very soft. The original Good Girl, I always said when I was talking about it, I always said she's more of a bad girl. This one is called Very Good Girl, and I will agree. She's a very good girl. This name does suit it, but underneath here it says it's so good to be bad. I don't know why it says that, because I don't find this to be bad. Like, she's not a bad girl. It's delicate, it's soft, it's floral, but it's sweet. It's fruity, but the fruity in this is not, it's not like a tangy sour. It's not like a sweet and sour combination. It's more of like a soft, powdery sweetness. Which I personally, I do find it likable. Like I said, it is enjoyable. I like it. And the rose in here doesn't bother me, which is like a win for me. Am I gonna say it's like my all-time favorite? No. Am I going to say I didn't have a super strong first reaction to it. It wasn't like love at first sniff, but it's definitely pretty. It's definitely wearable. It's not cloying, which is good, and it was pretty hot today and I didn't find it cloying even in the heat. It is pretty soft. It's powdery, sweet, a little bit of rose, but I think the reason I like it is the rose on me in this case. Like I said, it's a little bit more in the background. Sure, it's there, you could smell it, but it's not like bam in your face. It's not like front and center. It's a little bit more in the back, and it has like this powdery veil over all of it. And in the middle of it has a creamy veil, which I like more, but I don't mind either of them, to be honest. I think this is very pretty. And yeah, I think a lot of people would like it, and I think the name suits it because it is a very good girl. I don't think there's anything in this that makes it like really sexy. I don't think there's anything, like, if you know what I mean, like some sexy scents, there's something in there that makes it a little bit dirty, makes it a little bit of like a grungy, like bad girl. This is not that. I don't find this to be sexy. I find this to be feminine, soft, sweet, somewhat delicate. Because of that powderiness, I wasn't expecting that. Sorry, my camera shut off. But as for like the comparison to Delina, like I said, I have got some samples from Lucky Scent, but I can't give like a full review because, as you know, Lucky Scent sends dabbers and you can't get like the full experience from a dabber. But I will say that even when I did wear my couple dabbers of Delina, the rhubarb in there, the kind of like that tangy fruitiness lasted longer than in this one. The fruitiness was different. It was like a little bit of that sour, tangy fruit, and the rose in Delina on me was front and center. It was all about the rose. It was there the whole time, and it was kind of the star of the show. Yeah, there is some base notes in it, but the rose was always there. Like I said though, I didn't have the sprayer, I had a dabber, so it's not like the same, but like that's what I will say about that. As for Angel Nova, I do own the full-size bottle. I wear it all the time. It is literally one of my favorite scents at the moment, and I don't think this has anything in common with Angel Nova because Angel Nova is that sweet and sour combination, which I love. The fruits in Angel Nova stay kind of sour, mouth-watering, tangy, which I love, and a sweetness. And Angel Nova on me projects like a beast. It lasts forever. There's nothing powdery about Angel Nova. It's sweet and it's sour, and I love that combination. And Angel Nova lasts me forever. It projects. It is beastly. This one I find a little bit softer. I don't overspray it just because I'm worried that if I do overspray it in the heat because of that powderiness, I'm worried that I'm going to give myself a headache. When I don't overspray it, like I said, I don't find it cloying, but I'm worried that if I did, I might get a headache, especially in extreme heat, because sometimes those kind of like sweet powdery scents in the heat could give me a headache. So for that reason, I don't know. If I oversprayed it, it might project more, but then with that might come, like, it might be nauseating, you know? So, but I sprayed, I think, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 sprays on me today, and I wouldn't, like, you could definitely smell it. Maybe it projects for an hour or two, but I'm not going to tell you it's beastly because it's not, and then it does become a lot more subtle than Angel Nova. Even now, like, it on me, it does sit a little bit closer to the skin, so there's that. Okay, so my overall thoughts. My conclusion: if you like a sweet, fruity, powdery, kind of like soft, romantic scent, the rose in this is, like I said, it's in the background, it is modern, it is subtle, okay, because I'm not a rose lover. But it just adds a little something. It makes it a little bit romantic, I feel like. This is definitely softer. This is definitely more feminine, but it is sweet. It is powdery. If that seems like, if you like those things, I feel like you will like this. I feel like this is definitely people-pleasing. I know that I find it enjoyable. Like I said, is it a favorite of mine? No, I prefer Angel Nova, to be honest, because I like that sweet and sour combination, but I know a lot of people hated Angel Nova. They found it too much. This is a lot different. I honestly don't even understand the comparison. If you like scents like Burberry Her, which I still prefer Burberry Her because I like the strawberry note in that, but point is, if you like scents like Burberry Her, that's a strawberry but with like a powdery coating, that's a powdery strawberry, then I feel like you would like this. This is softer, a little bit more romantic. It's definitely sweet. It has a powdery vanilla kind of vibe. It does smell good. It does smell pleasing. I wish it projected more for me. Like I said, I might be able to make it project more if I sprayed more. I'm just worried in the heat that might make me nauseous. And overall, honestly, with other perfumes, I could spray 4 sprays and it projects well. Like Angel Nova, I could spray 2 sprays and it projects like a beast. So either way, with 4 sprays, considering I sprayed 4 sprays and other perfumes perform way better with 4 sprays, I'm just saying this one I wish performed a little bit better. I wish it projected a little bit more. It is a little bit of a softer scent on me. But yeah, those are my thoughts. And that's that. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.